Get ready. It's time. Christina, Catherine, Lisa, Amy, and Lauren. Welcome to the Cimorelli podcast.
Hey, I'm Christina.
I'm Catherine.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Amy.
I'm Lauren.
And we're Cimorelli.
Welcome back to
The Cimorelli podcast.
Oof,
Yay,
love it.
we're back. We're back with another episode. Hello, YouTube. Welcome back. We have a very spicy, kind of, I guess. I think you could call it spicy episode
It's
today.
definitely well requested.
Because you guys asked us a bunch of questions for Girl Talk Q&A. You guys definitely requested this a lot, but it's really good, so I'm excited. But I gotta tell you guys before we get into it, if you're not on our Patreon, then you're missing out on half the episodes of the podcast. Just saying. The one that we just did was basically like adult. It wasn't really adulting 101. It was like stuff we wish we knew about adulthood. I thought it was a really good one. And the one coming up is we're actually opening up at our health and fitness journeys, which I feel like we have never done.
Not really.
No.
No.
I mean, you've
Yeah.
talked about like postpartum stuff, but
I think that'll be really cool. Those are both on Patreon only. And then if you join Patreon, you also get all these YouTube episodes a week early. So check it out. Maybe just try it for a month, see if you like it. There's a lot of cool stuff on Patreon besides our podcast. But if you're a podcast stan, you'll probably love it. So that's the link in the description. Check that out. Also, before we get into everything, you guys, we have a brand new song. If you've been, noticing on TikTok and Instagram, Kills Me Just the Same. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's available for pre-order, pre-ad, pre-save, wherever you stream your music right now. So you need to run right now and then come back and
Run
do
to your phone with your
I don't know, however many of those that you want to do, you got to do that.
Uh-huh.
I can't wait for you guys to hear the full thing
it's gonna be
and
so good.
see the video and everything.
Oof. We cannot
But
wait.
just want to tell you guys that we're so excited about this. We've been working on this for so long. Kills Me Just the Same. Go check it out. Pre-order, pre-ad, pre-save. So before we get into our main stuff, we start with, what did you have for breakfast?
Christina's
I hate
favorite.
this segment.
I will start as usual. I have been on a oatmeal from scratch kick lately. I can't. Okay, listen. I'm either eating something that is completely pre-made, like a yogurt thingy, or I'm making my oatmeal from scratch. I can't do instant oatmeal.
I love instant oatmeal.
I hate it.
Actually
It just doesn't taste right. It's too mushy. I like to cook the water and then add the oats a minute later so they kind of stay more separated. It's just really good. I add my cranberries, my
Queen.
pecans, my almonds, my syrup. Yeah. I love it. Makes you feel good. Gives you some energy.
good for you.
So
I'm the opposite. I think that like homemade oatmeal or whatever from scratch is too crunchy.
it doesn't have to be. You can make
I
it straight
like
up
how
porridge.
instant is so soft.
If
I love
you
it.
put the oats
It's
in right
soft.
when you start, it will be
I
mush.
feel like it's normally kind of crunchy, just to me. I don't know.
I'm not
My-
cooking it long enough.
Okay, so let me get
And
to
you add
mine.
extra water, then it will be.
Okay.
It's very manipulatable.
So, as you guys know, I'm pregnito. It's actually the first episode in a while that I don't feel like utter trash, which is amazing. Except that I have a lot of cramps and round ligament pain going right now, but I'm just ignoring it. And for breakfast, it's just still kind of boring right now. I'm not like back in normal food 100%, but I think I just had cereal.
What cereal?
I had this it was like a ripoff of like what is it? Cocoa Crisp?
Oh my gosh.
Something?
Do you get the brown box brand?
Wait,
that's
the
like the
little-
healthier
Think
version.
so.
We have the same brand. That's what I'm
It's
about
like
to talk
Rice
about.
Krispie,
Oh.
and it's like brown. Yeah, I had that. Kind of boring.
I had the same brand. I know what she's talking about. It's like, I think it's called Mom's Best. And it's like healthier, quote unquote, versions of like your favorite cereals because it doesn't have as many like preservatives or whatever. I don't know. But I think they use like sugar instead of corn syrup. I don't know. But I had that same brand of cereal for breakfast, but I had the they call it mallow oats. It's basically like Lucky Charms.
Oh,
but like
I've had that.
Mallow
I
healthier
don't
version.
think that one tastes
just
very
don't
good.
know.
Oh,
about
I think
that.
it's so good. Except for there's not enough marshmallows. Come
I think
on.
it's not that good.
Oh.
And I had my classic coffee. Always gotta have coffee.
Then you have me at the start of the pandemic that bought Lucky Charms marshmallows ripoffs as a bag on Amazon, and it was like this big, and I ate it all.
That's what
That's
it
a
made me
lot.
sick.
Oh
That
my
would
gosh.
make me sick too.
Okay, what about you?
Okay, my stomach hurt this morning, so I didn't really eat that much. So I just had an egg, fried egg, well done,
Well done.
broken yolk, cooked fried egg.
Wait, really quick, does anyone here like over easy
Ah,
eggs that
no.
like ooze?
No.
Do
Ew.
any of you guys
Disgusting.
like
Anyway,
None of us like it.
disgusting.
It's so
Ugh.
weird. A lot of people like
And
it.
it smells disgusting.
I just can't-
Why do you want to
make
stink
that
up
point.
your whole kitchen? That's
I
so
can't
gross.
think about that. It's just disgusting.
Okay.
Okay, then let's not think about it. And then I had half of a bagel with jam and some orange juice.
Ooh, I love jam lately.
But usually I would have like bacon, a little more to it. But
Yeah, I feel
This
that.
wasn't the day.
I had, shocker, 2 eggs and sourdough toast with avocado and goat cheese.
Wow, what a bougie woman.
Okay, so for our 5 perspectives, I believe Lauren came up with this as a joke, but I just wrote down anyway.
OMG, what is
Which
it?
is, do you whiten your teeth or do you think it will kill you?
My gosh.
Okay, really a
I'd like to
joke?
lead
Wait,
this. Hold on. I'd like to lead this charge or whatever.
Lisa, I feel like
At
is like
the-
the expert in this.
At the age of 14, I began a daily routine. Not daily routine.
Daily?
It was, for a period of time in the spring of like 2007. Tan, bleach teeth, do eyebrows, okay? It was like gym tan
It was like
laundry.
GTL.
It was like
Oh my
GTL.
God.
It was like
I loved it. And then
TBE.
my
Wait,
mom
when you
said-
say tan, you
Hold
went to
on.
a tanning
I'm-
salon?
No. Yes, when I was 14, I went to
No,
a
I
tanning
feel like
salon.
I'm just saying I think you
I'm
should clarify
trying
that.
to run this
She
segment,
laid
okay?
outside.
I laid in the sun and I bleached my teeth. My mom actually had to sit me down. She's like, I think you're becoming too obsessive, okay? Your teeth look good and it's gonna be like too fake soon. And she like told me like, you don't need to keep tanning and whitening your teeth. I just was like, I got in a loop and I couldn't stop. And then from there I started bleaching my teeth every spring, which I haven't done in a while because I was pregnant and I'm breastfeeding, whatever, but
Oh yeah, you can't do it when you're.
I usually bleach my teeth every spring. So yes, I whiten my teeth. I love it. It's a favorite pastime of mine. I look forward to it.
Okay.
It's just so nice to see your teeth like, who's that girl?
I whitened my teeth a long time ago, like 3 years ago, and I have not done it since. I don't like every time. I think I've done it like twice or 3 times, and every time I do it, I absolutely hate it because I'm sitting there and just the saliva is collecting, and then you swallow it, and then or you
Ew.
try to spit it out, but then it's like gonna
and
take
it tastes
the
so
thing,
gross and it hurts your
and then you
gums.
know that you're swallowing the bleach stuff, and it's like no.
Oh no, Warren, my
dying.
friend Warren, who's another teeth whitening enthusiast,
Oh,
more than I am. He has this whole method of like paper towels, and you put
No,
them in.
no.
You make like those, yeah.
That's like the worst feeling.
But
I
then you
can't.
take it out and you don't swallow it.
No,
so-
no. See, I can't do that.
up
This
to
is
you.
why I just can't do it.
It's a no for
Can't
me.
do it. I just use a I use Tom's whitening toothpaste, and that's all I do.
So I have to explain something really quick because my teeth have a long, painful saga, but I'm just going to do the quick version, which is when I was a child, I ate toothpaste, which gave me a complete overdose of fluoride, which destroyed my enamel.
Oh, honey.
So my front teeth started like basically wearing away and they were like just withering away. So I had to get
bless.
porcelain veneers. So my front teeth are fake. And when I was 18, I got the veneers and they professionally whitened my teeth for me, which lasted for a really long time. And then they gave me a mold that you just get this new, it's called like luminescence. So yes, I whiten my teeth probably like once every other year. It's like the professional gel stuff that you get at the dentist for the trays.
You have
Wow.
all veneers on the top?
Just my front tail on the top.
Oh, I thought I had more for some reason.
I have a dental implant on the bottom. That's a whole other thing.
I have one
I
of
have
those.
a lot of tooth problems. I had a lot of cavities.
She
and,
had a tumor
and I brushed my teeth. Oh yeah, I had a tumor that produced teeth also when I was
under
12.
her tongue,
So
right?
I've
That
had
ain't
3
right.
oral surgeries in my life.
That's a lot.
One's including my wisdom teeth. But
Wow.
well, I'm the other side of this question that I feel like it's gonna
gonna
kill
kill
me.
you.
I did it one time and it was so scary. I'm
agree.
like,
wait, what was
I'm
scary?
like I'm putting bleach
Yes,
in my
I
teeth.
agree.
Yeah,
and
it
I
freaks me
I
out.
was definitely swallowing it, and I was like,
yeah, I don't want to
It
this
doesn't.
is scary.
They have like
So-
natural brands though. I feel like that are like.
Oh, they do now. I keep seeing ads for it. I'm like,
Well,
yeah, I
now
would
they
do
have
that.
those like light things where it's like, oh, it's like some kind of light.
I don't.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't know
listen,
what
the
that
light
is.
stuff freaks me
I
out.
don't know.
People put
I-
like red lights on their face. I'm like, this doesn't seem right.
I don't think
I don't
I
know.
can whiten my teeth without it being weird because apparently something happens to your teeth when you're a baby supposedly and have a fever. That could be totally wrong. Like a really bad. Okay, when I was a child, I had a really bad fever and I almost died. And it'll make your teeth apparently like speckled when they like
Wait,
grow
seriously?
older. So I have like white spots on my teeth.
Oh,
So
used
if
to have
I like
those.
whiten them, it just makes them look weird, and so I just don't care. I
Wow.
just don't care.
That's interesting.
I've done it a few times, but I kind of am scared it's gonna kill me.
I
so
will
I'm
say,
like,
with not having whitened my teeth the last 2 years, I've been using baking soda toothpaste, the Arm &
Oh,
Hammer.
me too.
I think
I
it
use
works
that.
really well.
I like
it. keeps
it.
them, you
Yeah.
know, pretty bright.
Oh, I love the Tom's whitening toothpaste. That actually works well.
It does actually work really well. Okay, so now we're gonna go on to our girl talk Q&A. So we asked you guys to ask us questions on Patreon, our Cimorelli podcast,
Ask me how good
Instagram, and our Instagram Cimorelli band.
Oh, no. Ask me, I won't say no. How could
What's that?
I? It's like the Morrissey or the Smiths or something. I don't know. Chad just plays all the
Oh,
time.
I know.
Ask me, ask me, ask me.
I thought that was like a musical theater song when
I
you
mean,
sang
it
it.
sounds like it,
Like,
right?
that
It sounds like
melody,
it's yeah.
it's definitely Broadway.
Okay, so if you guys like the questions, great. If you think they're not that good, it's not my fault because I didn't ask them. So
Plans
your guys'
review.
fault.
So is this
your
on
fault.
Patreon or Instagram? The people.
Both.
Oh, but all.
Okay.
I just told them it was 3
All of the
places.
above.
So that I don't remember which one's from which Instagram, but I know which ones are from Patreon. So and I'll give a shout out to that person's name. Okay, they're just kind of random. First question: girl talk? How long do C-sections take to heal? There's not a set time.
Is this girl talk or mom talk?
Well,
That's girl
We
talk.
should clarify for anyone who's watching who doesn't really know us that these two have had C-sections.
Yes.
So
Mine
I don't
took
really
a
feel
lot.
like I can speak on this.
Mine took a lot longer than Lisa's. Mine was emergency, and I lost a
Yeah.
lot of blood. So that's totally different. So it just depends on your health, your circumstances of your C-section.
Well, that applies to
and-
vaginal births too, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it applies
People take
to
a year to recover.
yes, it does.
just depends.
That's like any health thing
Yeah.
is gonna depend on your personal health and circumstances.
Well, what I
So
learned
how long
is
does yours take? do you
mine. I felt like good to go. Like my soreness was gone. Actually, in about like 2.5 weeks, I was like, wow, I feel really good. I was off painkillers. I think by a month, it was like healed up, no pain, great. But apparently internally there's more healing. So I like started doing some planks and stuff at like 4 months or 5 months. And then I read, it was only like a day of that. And then I was like, oh, that felt kind of weird. And I Googled it. It was like, do not do that. I was like, oh, dang. So the
You have to
outer,
start small.
Yeah, the outer soreness went away. But now I still have not done a single ab workout besides that one. I don't know what to do. So I just don't do anything. just letting it heal. But pain-wise, it went away. Within a month, was completely gone for me.
I
And
worked
within
with
2 weeks was really good.
I worked with a pelvic floor physical therapist, and it is wild. The exercise I was doing, I was just like, how is this an exercise? I've been lying on my back with my feet just on the floor and just lifting a leg. And that was my ab workout. Lifting one
After
leg,
your C-section?
lifting the next. Yeah, like a month or two later,
Wow.
lifting. No, it was like 2 or 3
Wait, like a
months.
straight leg or a
No,
bent
no,
leg?
a bent leg, not a straight leg. That's like more advanced.
Yeah, that sounds like
Lifting a bent leg was a workout, which to me, I was just like, oh my gosh, I've lost all strength. I'll never be strong again. But anyway, it took me probably similar to what she said for the actual like soreness and stuff. And I stopped taking painkillers right away because I was really paranoid. I don't know what happened to me and other reasons, other things. But I was like, nope, no more painkillers. I'm done. So I was just like, well, I'm just going to be in pain. But then because I lost so much blood, I was really weak. So like, and I tried to walk around for 20 minutes. I fainted. That was a week later. So I couldn't really be up and moving for months. It took me a long time because, as Amy knows, she's had massive blood loss also. It takes a long time
Forever.
to be able to like walk upstairs without feeling like you're going to pass out.
Yeah.
So that was the big thing for me, was that situation. So it really just depends on your
Well, now
circumstances.
you're doubling your blood. So
Some people are like, my C-section wasn't that bad to heal from. So you just don't know.
I'd like to point out that I kicked my leg under the table and I felt a crunch and I was like, what the heck is that? And under the table there's a bag of Kit Kats.
They're mine.
That's candy stash.
Catherine, don't expose your
I
brother.
want one. Okay, so
You can have one.
what? This is kind of a random question. What to do when someone says she must be on her period?
I would just say glare and then just keep going.
I don't think anyone's ever said that to me.
I would like to say that my older brother Michael, shout out to you,
Oh, I've
Michael,
said that.
would say to me, "Are you hormonal?"
Oh, it's just
And it
so
was trying to be
sensitive.
He's
Just don't
trying-
say that.
He's trying to make you feel invalidated in your
I
feelings.
have to say, I've said it to, I think, Lisa and Amy, and they were both like, yes, I am, or whatever. Because
I didn't
can,
know that. I don't
You
remember
can.
that.
I was honestly shocked. I was like, whoa. I didn't
I'd like to
know.
give a shout out
Christina's
also
a
to
misogynist.
my husband. My husband has 0 sisters, and he is so nice when I'm on my period, which I haven't had a period in let's see,
long
over a
time.
year because I'm breastfeeding right
good
now.
for you.
Good
Well,
for
so am
you,
I, and
honey.
it came back after 6 weeks.
Whoa,
I'm
girl.
sorry.
That's wild.
It happens. It happens a lot.
I would just like to say, give a man a real hormonal cycle and just watch them cry.
yeah.
Yeah, men don't have to go through this.
Yeah, so if you
yeah,
would
what
like
to
to
do?
say, are you on? Just don't.
I would say
listen, even if I was, I'd probably lie
Well,
just
I don't know
because
why
I
I'd
would
you'd
lie
say
just
that.
so you wouldn't know
Okay,
you were
so
right.
what would you say if they
I
said
think
that?
if someone actually
Okay,
said
are you
that to
taking
me,
rude?
if they actually said that to me, I'd be like, I'm
Excuse
going
me?
to actually disregard that. Anyway,
Well, it depends. Okay, it depends
Like,
what it
that's
is.
not
What
a
if it's
real
like your
question.
close friend? They're like, "Are you on your period?"
No,
I
that
that's
is
not what
different.
they
That's
mean.
not what they're
No,
asking.
it's someone who's being just rude. That you don't
Even
even
if
know.
someone tries to use it against you, basically,
Yeah.
then
Just
You
start
know,
crying and
yeah.
they'll feel bad.
I would just
okay.
literally I would start going on a rant, like a feminist rant, and that's what I would do.
I would say, are you taking steroids? I don't know. Some other like question that's very personal. Like, why would I get to know? Why would you get to know that? Like,
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Does acne affect adults or is it just a part of puberty?
Oh, okay. It
I think
affects.
it was less on puberty for me.
I didn't
than
get
adulthood.
any as a teenager, and I got it when I was in my early 20s. It's all just about your hormones. I think I was having all these hormonal issues in my early 20s, and I started getting it really bad. So you
That's
can definitely get it
interesting.
as an adult and not even have
I'm
it as a teenager.
30. What am I? 31, and I still have
35.
breakouts, especially when I'm pregnant. Anywhere I can break out.
It's totally hormonal, so it could be your whole
Yeah.
life, honestly.
anywhere.
I think it just depends on your
Yeah,
body
why
and your
do they
hormones
say
and
it's
stuff.
no,
it's-
it's in
it's-
high school, and then you grow out of it.
no, I think it's more common in teenagers, but it does happen to adults.
yeah.
And I'd
It
like to say that
definitely
one of the
does.
misconceptions about acne that makes me really sad and mad is that it's about your hygiene. No, people are not. It's not about washing your face. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That could
Obviously,
even
if you
cause it if you
never
do too
if you
much.
never wash your face and you sleep in your makeup every day, then that would affect your skin negatively. But there's many people who have acne who wash their face all the time.
Yeah.
So don't
not wash
say
your
that or
face
think
6
that because
times
it's just
a
like
day.
really rude to
Yeah.
people. I hate
Let's
when people
be
think that.
kind.
Okay, someone said, how are people finding out if they're having a boy or a girl so early now these days?
No clue.
There is a blood test
blood test?
that they do.
I did it at I took it at 11 weeks, so I,
think
found
it's
out
like 10 weeks or
I
something.
think I found it
don't
at 12 weeks.
know. Same. I took
And
it
there's-
at 9
yeah.
or 10 or something like that, and I found out at like 10 or 11 or 12.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
And
don't know how
I
they
couldn't
judge
do
that.
that for twins because the blood test tells
'Cause
you.
how's it gonna?
Because men have an X and a Y. Is that right, Amy? X and a Y. And women have two X
No,
chromosomes.
it's the,
Always
Is that the
forget
opposite?
this.
I think it's the
No,
opposite.
men have an X and a Y,
right?
So the
It's
blood
so hard to
test
remember.
checks
Yeah.
your blood to see if it has any like Y chromosomes in it.
Because
I
you
don't
know there's gonna be.
So if you have
an
twins,
X.
you can't do it because it would just tell you, oh yes, there is one boy.
It would
Well,
just
it could
tell-
tell you
you
if there's
could
two
do it,
girls, but you'd only
You
know
just have to
one
wait
for
for
sure.
the anatomy scan, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I had to wait till 20 weeks to find out
That's
that I was
so
having two
crazy.
boys.
Well, and that's how everyone's always done it until this blood test.
I know.
Yeah.
I love the blood
I don't know
test.
when it
though.
started
I
'cause
love
people are
finding out
shocked.
early.
Yeah.
A lot of
It
people
must
ask
be
me that.
recent.
A lot of people ask me that when I found out so early. How did you find out so early?
Yeah,
I thought
people
everyone
keep
knew about it.
Yeah.
I guess because not everyone does the blood test.
Yeah.
Because it's not covered by insurance. Because it's not like a must
Yeah.
do. What are the stages of the menstrual cycle?
Oh,
Christina!
wow.
Okay, I don't know
I-
actually what they're asking because I feel like there's a lot of different answers to this.
I have
no
follicular,
clue. Why don't you
luteal,
take it
No.
away?
and menstrual. Right?
I know that Christina knows.
Oh, wait.
Those are
no,
the
that's
stages.
luteal, follicular,
And I know that I
and
just
is the other one
pretend
called
that it
menstrual?
That's
doesn't
not
exist.
menstrual.
well,
that's
technically,
hormones.
I guess it's part of that.
I don't know.
Isn't that
honey.
part of it?
Wait, follicular?
The stages
That's
of
what
the
my app
menstrual
says.
cycle: heavy, medium.
No, no,
I just
no.
flip flop
No, no, I think they mean like for the entire month.
I don't get it.
Right?
No, but they said menstrual, so I'm just.
And you can even break those things down within them. There's like the two main halves, follicular and luteal, but then there's also when you're having your period.
Which I think is just meant.
Okay,
Like,
this is
when
what
you're
I'll tell
bleeding.
you from this app. I don't know how scientific this is, but this is what I know.
Wait, what
Okay.
job is it?
Hormone horoscope. It's not a
Okay.
horoscope app. It's like it's
dark
play on
sided.
words.
It's
okay?
it's so accurate. I have
Okay,
it too.
but look, this is what I know. Week 1 is when you're actually on your period, and that's whatever it is for you and on your period. Week 2 is, I just say them week 1, week 2. I don't know what these phrases are called. Week 2 is like have more energy, more excited, more like
Oh, it's a good week.
living good life, okay, and more happy, more confident, okay. Then week 3 you crash into sadness, unless
Oh, I hate
you know
that.
it doesn't have to be a huge crash, but usually that's when I'll cry watching a show and they're just like, man, I got your back. I'm like, oh my gosh, she has his back. That's so nice. And then week 4 is the week before your period when you probably
Is that like
angry
rage?
PMS.
and hate everyone. That's what I know.
Yeah, in a very nutshell, everyone has different lengths of periods. So this is just going off of like if you have the perfect period, which many people don't have, which is 28 days. So it's
only
4 weeks.
that one part is the part that's going to lengthen though.
Yeah, but
The week 2 part can just go on for a really long time if you keep not ovulating.
But in a nutshell, what it means is
Now I have to look
every
up how long mine are.
you know every woman we have certain hormones in our bodies, estrogen, progesterone. I think are the main 2. And is there any other ones?
Lutein- there's a lot.
Testosterone.
Yeah,
There's a
Those
lot of them.
3.
yeah, and they go like
hormone.
this. They go through like this throughout. If
There's a
it's
bunch.
the month. So you're
like,
going to that's going to affect your mood, your body, your energy levels, everything. And once you learn about this, you will feel so empowered. And I'll tell you a quick story that like made me realize how important this was. One day I was at my friend's Christmas party. This
I
is like
remember
years ago.
this story.
And I remember I was like, none of my clothes look good. I don't know what to wear. I brought like 3 outfits and I was like, they all look horrible. And I was like hanging out upstairs and I just didn't want to be with people, which is so weird because I'm such an extrovert.
Week 3.
And probably, I had no idea. I never would have connected this. And then my friend's mom came upstairs and she was like, are you okay, honey? And I was like, I don't know. Nothing looks good on me. I just don't really want to be with people. I don't feel social. I don't know what's wrong with me. And she's like,
Oof, I know that.
you about to
feeling.
start your period? And I was thinking, oh my gosh, I am. I never would have thought that unless you were, I always think, oh, you're on your period or right, like that's when you would feel this. I never connected that like throughout the month at different times, your mood would be affected by your period. So it's very important, I think, for women to empower themselves and to learn about the different stages and how they affect you personally.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's my 2 cents on it.
Agree. Is it ever okay? I don't know why someone asked this. Is it ever okay to assume someone is pregnant, regardless of how obvious it may be?
No.
I mean, you can assume in your mind,
in
but
your
just
mind.
don't assume out
Guys,
loud.
if I see someone that is very obviously pregnant, I will assume that
Listen,
they're
that doesn't mean you
pregnant.
should
No, that means you don't have to say that
Listen,
to them.
I think
I
believe,
probably
hey,
would, though.
I believe the
Sorry,
restaurant
I guess that's
was
not okay.
I believe the restaurant was Jimmy John's, and they had a list of like 11
no.
rules for life on the wall.
Oh, no.
And one of the rules was like, unless you see a baby coming out of a woman's body, do not ask her if she's pregnant.
Don't ask.
Chances are, if they're pregnant, they're gonna tell
Okay,
you.
because as mom has said many a time, she would get people asking her if she was pregnant right after she had birth because you often look like you're pregnant after you give birth.
months after.
Okay, you know what
for
though?
some
I'm not
Yes,
really the
it
type.
could be forever. I
I'm
feel like
not the type to just
unsolicitedly
be like, "Wow, congrats on your baby."
Yeah,
so
people say,
I
"When's the
will
baby
assume
due?"
in my
Wouldn't do
mind,
that.
but I wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, you can
unless
assume
they
in your
said
mind.
it. Yeah,
And I do want to say that too. Like Lisa was just pointing out, like I guess right after you give birth, you can look like a little more pregnant than like maybe months later. But then even months later, she's right. I would say, when did I get pregnant again? A year and a half later? No. I still could easily look pregnant any day of the week. If I'm a little bloated, I totally easily can look pregnant. So it could be like, you pregnant? You pregnant? You
When
pregnant?
I
You
wear
pregnant?
a bodycon dress, I look pregnant. Okay, I'm not pregnant.
Oh, I'm like 4.5 months postpartum. I totally have like my belly is in the shape
And a lot of girls
of
just
a
do
pregnant
also.
woman because that's what
Apparently-
happened not that long
Apparently,
ago.
it's like your uterus takes a long time to unstretch.
I'm
I
pretty
mean,
sure
yeah,
I
it
read
just got
that
like.
it's
So it's
like
still
the
like
size
like-
it's like the size of like an almond or something. It's really
What?
small
No
and it
way.
becomes
There's
like
no way.
it goes from like
Wait, I gotta look
ounces
this
to
up.
pounds.
What
I have no.
That's how
so
like
there's still like this huge thing in there that's trying to like go down.
Yes,
so it's,
it's
like,
like-
Yeah, how big? And like my number one weight gain area is my stomach, and that's not the same for everyone. Some people it's their legs, their arms, whatever. So that's just where the weight was gonna go anyway. So I
Look-
just look pregnant at the end.
Yeah, and I don't know why it's like open season on women's bodies
ovaries,
if you
but-
look pregnant or it could be, but
Pear
like
shaped.
just don't say anything.
They
Don't bring
nobody's
anything up
business.
unless they say something to you,
8
especially
centimeters by 5
if it's a stranger.
oh my god.
Yeah, let's just
That's
skip
just
that.
let's stop touching women's
Just
stomachs.
don't
Let's
talk
stop.
to strangers. How about
Yeah,
that?
don't
What
talk
happened
to
that?
strangers.
Stranger
Don't talk to
danger.
strangers.
ovaries are almond shaped.
Danger.
I like talking to strangers.
Okay, guys,
sometimes.
the typical size of uterus is approximately 7 centimeters long, 5
How
wide,
big is
and
that?
4 thick.
I don't know what that means.
That's centimeters are smaller than inches.
Chad's tumor was
think it's
20
like-
centimeters.
It's
and that's
really
like 8
small and it
inches.
grows to fit a human baby.
Yeah, that's
This
just
is like
wild.
20 centimeters, I think.
Wild.
Ish.
Okay,
So I don't
it's
think
like a
it's an
smaller
almond.
piece of fruit, but not like the smallest thing. you've
Yeah.
ever
Not
seen.
not an almond.
No.
but
I think that was actually the ovaries that are
Yeah.
they're
Okay.
like almond.
This is
size.
a
Random
lot.
again, kind of. How to get over the fear of toxic shock syndrome with tampons?
Okay, listen.
Just
I don't
don't
think you should
think
get
about
over
it.
the
my
fear.
friend got it.
I think you should stay
She
vigilant.
got it. Listen.
Wait, oh my gosh.
This is what happened.
That's so scary.
She's
even know what it
she's
is.
a working mother. She's,
Oh my
doing a
gosh.
lot. And such a gross story, but basically she didn't realize there was already a tampon in there. So she put another one in.
I've done that.
So then
That's my fear.
yeah,
I'm
so
scared.
the other one,
No,
listen, the other one got stuck in
scared of
there
that.
for a few days.
I can't hear.
And then
I'm
she
done.
started feeling really sick.
no.
Went to the hospital, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you have toxic shock syndrome. This would happen." She's
scared.
fine, but it takes like days is when she actually got it. So for her,
That's
like people are like,
horrifying.
"Oh my gosh," I used to think if it's 1 minute past 8 hours, like you're dead.
No.
No, but don't
Stay
play
on
with
top of
that.
it.
just saying, stay vigilant. Maybe make a chart.
I was gonna say you could
vigilant.
like set alarms on your phone if
Yeah.
you need help remembering.
Yeah, like maybe make a
But-
little.
Yeah, if it's been in
Scratch
there,
sheet,
if
you know?
it's been
Who
there
knows?
for a day, you're probably fine. Just
I
What do
kind
you
of
mean a
connect
day?
it with like
from
my
morning to night.
like
Just
my-
be
okay,
careful.
24 hours.
Just like when you go to the bathroom, just check. Just like
How
remember.
do you forget?
No, no. Just
How do
just
you-
like check in with yourself. Is what
How
I'm
do
saying.
you forget that it's there? Is what I'm wondering.
Okay,
because
I
you're
think-
tired.
yeah, I
and it's
think
like,
this
Yeah,
is-
but aren't you wondering why
guys-
was I not bleeding?
no.
No, because
I
you're
just
just
can't hear.
used
in the
to
middle
it.
of everything.
No, I have done what your friend did multiple times. Okay.
Oh
I don't know how.
My
but
soul is
it
leaving
I
my
think
body right
I
now
was
just thinking
just
about that.
in like a dazed and confused state.
Guys.
Like a lot's going on. I'm just not
Yeah,
really
it's like those busy
remembering
days.
things. Just like
Haven't
that's
you-
how. I don't know, guys, and I'm not scared of it. I
Yeah,
probably
you
should
should
be,
be.
but
Yeah.
I don't
Don't
know
get over
why.
the
I
fear.
feel like I
Vigilant.
think I'm invincible. Probably. So I'm like,
Don't
oh,
do
that
that.
would never happen to me. So I just don't
Guys,
think about it.
ignore.
Guys, haven't you ever put your contacts in and then later put your glasses on and you're like, whoa? Or like, I tried
that's
to
a
adjust my
little
glasses.
different,
I'm
I
not
would
wearing
say.
them. But no, where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I should have known. But sometimes you're just out of it.
Yeah.
Just make a
That's
mental
wild.
note every time you
Keep
go to the
a
bathroom
tracker,
throughout the
just
day.
figure it
What
out.
time did I put this in? Oh, it was at 8 a.m. Okay, I have to
Maybe
take it
you
out at
should
this
set an
time.
alarm. You should set an alarm.
I am
I
excited.
have never left mine in for longer than
Maybe
like
you should
an
have
hour or two over
a
the
sign
limit.
in your bathroom.
Guys, my tolerance for this topic is reached its expiration date. So next,
Well, there are more questions like that. Do you think
I'm just gonna decline
is-
them.
Do you want me to ask the next one?
Nope.
Do you think it is seen as socially unacceptable if girls don't shave their arms?
Arms?
No, I
No.
never shaved my arms.
Okay, I think they're saying if they have dark, thick hair on their arms, are they not supposed to have that as a woman?
Still, no.
Various
wrong.
arms.
Is this from Nash
Some
Greer?
people are.
I don't know.
I'm just.
People have much hairier than we are, but I have arm hair. Look, I went through a weird like 2-week freak out or month freak out where I was like, I need to get rid of my arm hair, and I bleached it, and it was like I thought
that's
like,
kind
oh
of
wow, it's
interesting.
gone, but then in the sun it's all these golden hairs, and I'm not a blonde person. I was like, why do I have blonde hairs on my arm? And I was
Did
like
you bleach
freaking
them?
out. And then I thought about like waxing them, and I was like, I don't want them to grow
No,
back all
that hurts
pokey,
so bad.
all this stuff.
No, man.
I
And then
remember-
I realized that when I look at other people's arms, I literally never notice, or I
doesn't
see arm
matter.
hair and I think
You're
it's
like, oh, an
normal.
arm with
Yeah,
hair.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
you know what?
Oh, a
Here's
girl
my
with
advice.
dark hair.
Listen, here's my advice. Just smooth it straight. That's all.
Oh yeah, I do
Make it
that.
straight. You know,
Comb it.
if it's all
Give it a
frazzled,
comb.
it's just
My
straighten it
opinion on
out
this
and you're
is
good.
The legs are already enough real estate to take care of.
Yeah.
That's a lot
You
of
don't
real
need to worry
estate.
about
you don't
doing
want
You're
it.
trying to
You
be in the
don't have
shower
to.
for 3 hours? No.
If you even want to, which you
Yeah.
don't.
I don't have
Yeah.
to.
And
No, listen.
Two.
I at play practice, I have brushed up against people that shave their arms. It's very unpleasant. I'd
is a
rather,
weird feeling.
I'd rather you just don't because it
Okay,
looks
but
fine.
maybe they want to.
I'm just saying
if you want to, it's fine too.
And it's just something to consider.
Look,
I
yeah.
would rather have my natural arm hair than poke people.
But you know what? Body hair
It's
is
like a
nothing
cheap-
to be ashamed of. It's
Nothing.
natural.
That's
That's
what
what
I
I'm
want to say.
saying.
Especially our really hairy sisters out there who
Yeah.
have more hair than we could relate to. I
Hey,
just think
I
it's
have
so
dark hair on my
I
legs.
think no, but I'm
Very
telling
dark.
you, there's
Kat,
different
there's a
girls.
lot.
There are girls who have a lot more hair than we do,
Yeah.
and I think that it's so wrong that like movies and television are just showing all these hairless girls, and then these girls grow up and they're like, oh, I don't look like that. I don't have no hair. I'm
Yeah,
supposed to
what
be
the
hairless.
heck?
And especially if they have a lot of hair, that's like really difficult
there is
to
nothing
remove all
wrong
that.
with hair.
This
Yeah.
is something I like to preach. I recently posted on Instagram and I got a very overwhelming response of like, wow, thank you. I was like, yeah, it's true. I was like, if you want to have dark, thick eyebrows like mine that I barely fill in, you're going to have a mustache like this. And that's just how the cookie crumbles.
I have a mustache too.
And, but the point is, when you have, a hairy back or hairy arms or hairy mustache or all of the above plus more, you get benefits like nice eyebrows, beautiful long
that's
dark
true.
hair.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You have to be grateful
You're
for
right.
that too. You may have very beautiful,
You are
golden
so
tan,
right.
whatever skin. Like there's good things that come with it too.
That is such a good
You just have
point.
to focus on that. And remember, a lot of people that have no hair or whatever anywhere, they also have like no eyelashes. They like things that don't show up. There's pros
pros and cons, yeah.
Okay, that is a
Very
great
few people
point.
have black eyebrows and beautiful
That's
shiny
true.
hair and nothing anywhere
Okay,
else.
I have to say there was a period of time in middle school where all of my friends were shaving their arms. And I was like, am I supposed to shave?
I remember that.
This is like 12-year-old. I'm
That
like, am
definitely
I supposed
happened.
to shave my arms? I don't want to do that.
No.
And I have to say Lisa's thing is so right because I'm thinking of all my friends who are a lot more hairy than me. And they do have
have
amazing
beautiful
hair,
hair.
amazing
Amazing
eyebrows,
eyebrows, amazing
She's so
eyelashes.
right.
So
And
true.
Great tan.
I'm like on the lesser hairy side, and I have like no. You can't tell that I have like no hair in my head, but it is stressful having like
sweetie, I
finer
can
hair. It is stressful having finer
I
hair.
agree.
And I'm like, man, I wish I had more hair. That'd be nice. I would like to have even thicker eyebrows, but it's not gonna have the thinnest.
Oh.
But I'd like thicker.
I would like to say also that publicly that I do have a unibrow. And I
for
just
you,
I
Kath.
separate it, but there's nothing wrong
I
with
have a
having
couple
one
hairs.
eyebrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Nothing
look,
wrong with that.
if men don't need to be pressured to remove any of their hair, do anything specific, you don't have to do it either.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you a man because you didn't
And
remove
if a
your hair.
man makes
This
you
is
feel
fake. You don't have to
bad for
listen
your
to that.
hair, well, he can go away. No
He can
thanks.
go shave his own
I
eyebrows.
would say my husband has never been like, you didn't shave your legs or something.
Yeah,
No.
wow.
He's never mentioned anything like
And
that.
if a
once.
man does
if
that,
he did, yeah, no.
bad vibes
Rude,
all
rude,
around.
Rude.
Dump him. No offense. Okay. Next.
Yeah, that's rude. Okay. I'm in my first relationship. Do you have any advice that you wish you knew for yours?
I just kicked the Kit Kat.
Anyone have it? We don't have to all answer, but anyone have anything they wish they knew in their first relationship?
I'm trying to think. I feel like something's coming.
Oh, I will
I know
say,
there are a lot of things.
in a nutshell, that reminds me of one of my favorite YouTube channels called Kurzagots, which is In a Nutshell. It's like a science channel that Max showed me. Anyways,
Girl.
my advice is the good guy might not feel as exciting as the bad guy. Like I had to ask myself, I was like, when I started dating my husband, I was like, I didn't feel this like I'm high on life feeling. But then later it was like a slow like love that grew. But
Slow
and
burn
some people,
thriller.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't feel spark, I'm not gonna date them. But it's like sometimes a spark is actually a bad thing. Oh, what is it?
my
Halsey, I feel like I said this before in a podcast. Halsey said in her song, like,
Warning signs can feel like the butterflies.
yes.
Yeah, girl.
And that is true.
Ooh, butterflies.
So give people a chance. And if you don't feel it right away, that could actually be a good thing.
Ooh, he ditched me. Butterfly.
Love
Yeah,
it.
I
Oh
think
my
my
God.
other piece of advice. Well, no, I didn't give another one. Mine is for a first relationship, just take it real slow. Like, there's no reason to like rush into anything.
Yeah.
And I think you will fare better. Try and navigate if you just go slow.
Yes.
That's
yeah,
one reason.
that's great
That's the
advice.
reason why I really believe in less physical contact.
Yeah.
Like a lot less because it is so
Just the way that you
easy.
said that was
It's like
so
a drug
funny.
to be swindled.
Yes.
Once you are like, the hormones, then you're like,
Yeah.
And
it's
let's
like
be
really
real,
easy.
we all feel that without anyone laying a finger
And
on
it
you.
gets
As
even-
a
True.
teenager.
and then it gets even more intense.
Honestly,
and you're like,
the more physical touch you have early on in your relationship, it's kind of like applying a filter to a photo.
Yeah.
Oh, girl.
It makes you see the person as better than they are, and
It's harder to get to know
be
them.
objective
because you're
about
just
them.
so it makes you like too excited in
Oh,
some ways.
yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next one. This is from Patreon from Mikey. I once heard someone say, girls don't dress for guys, girls dress for other girls. What do you think?
True.
I think it's way too
Well,
general. There are some,
I think
sometimes
some
girls are
people-
dressing for guys. That is a fact.
I
and
think
sometimes
some
it
people
happens.
do, some people don't. Some people dress for
You
both.
can't just
like,
okay,
I
here's-
don't
give
know.
all a blanket
Here's
statement
mine.
like that.
It depends on your friends, because some
Yeah.
girls are very critical and harsh, and you feel like you have to perform at this level. I know people that 100% dress for girls. They feel like they have to impress their friends, and they're like, "I love that I can hang out with you and not wear makeup." And I'm like, "Oh, that's terrible." You should always feel that way, but I always dressed for guys. If I'm hanging out with my girlfriends,
Impossible. Girls dress for girls.
If I'm hanging out with my girlfriends, I am slumming it, or I'm like wearing something cute or whatever. Like, but now I would say I dress for myself.
That's what I was going to say. would be great.
I will never ever ask someone, what are you wearing? What should we wear?
Do you like what I'm wearing?
Not
Should I wear this?
care. If I want to go to an event in my baggy jeans, I'm going to. If I want to go to the grocery store in my fancy dress, I'm going to. It doesn't matter what anyone in the whole world is wearing. But
I think that's ideal.
as an early 20s teenager, I pretty much only dressed for guys. I always wanted to see my crush, always wanted to look cute. I was toxic.
I think that's
I
ideal.
was just desperate.
I think that's ideal that you're like, what do I want to wear? What do I feel comfortable in? What do I like? And you're not thinking about what do girls or guys like. You're just thinking about what is making you comfortable.
The amount of places that will actually kick you out for what you're wearing is so small, okay? Unless you're going to some club and it's like,
What are you trying to wear?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
no, like if
board
you want to wear jeans or something to some
Oh, yeah.
fancy event, they're not going to kick you out unless there's a thing on the invite. Dress code strictly enforced, which I actually had to follow one time and wear something nicer. But generally, like, it never happens.
I
Wear
was
what you
just
want to wear.
terrified of getting dressed. Like, I did not dress for anyone. I was so, guys, my crush was at my home one time because we were
Oh my
family
gosh.
friends. I was wearing, guys, I was wearing a giant, extra large maroon shirt that had
and I
yellow
like to point out that
on it.
Amy is 4'10".
And it was a maroon,
So that's like a
yellow
3X for
Wizard
a
of
lot of
Oz
people.
play practice shirt. And I paired it, guys. I paired it with knee length, capri length, bright purple sweatpant, legging, or not legging, sweatpant, capri things.
Guys,
And my crush saw me in that
R.I.P.
state
to
and many
capris.
states that were probably just as equally bad.
Wow.
I just like to
feel
point
like-
out. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Okay,
It
I
was
was
just
just say
sad.
I feel like I dress for the vibe.
Yeah.
Personally, like sometimes the vibe is like, ooh, I'm hanging out with girls who actually are gonna like get dressed, fun. I'm gonna get dressed. Sometimes it's like, okay, I'm hanging out and we're just gonna chill and be chill. Sometimes it's like, oh, I'm gonna see that guy, so I'm gonna get dressed for him. Like, I don't know, it depends on the vibe for me.
You know, a lot of times
and
I
then
dress.
sometimes it's just for me. That's probably
Well, it
ideal.
could be like
but
you're dressing. You're gonna see. Sometimes it could be you're gonna see this guy and you're dressing. It's not exactly for him because it could be like you're dressing to make yourself feel really like confident, fun and
Or
flirty.
sometimes like, oh,
It's
I want
kind
to
of
wear
for
something
you.
kind of fun that maybe he make a comment on, or one of my friends will make a comment on, or I'm like, oh, I don't want to be commented on.
Yeah.
So it just depends.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
not wanting to be commented on is a whole other thing in itself.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
that's true.
rally for radical wardrobe freedom. Okay.
Yes.
But I
Yeah.
also just remember that I used to go dancing downtown in like sweatpants, and I don't mean like the cute sweats people wear nowadays, like, you know, since the
Like
pandemic,
joggers.
like not like joggers. It was like, whoa, what are you wearing? And I would go on like dates and stuff. One time I went on a date with a camo hat, no makeup, gray plaid flannel, and a kid's tank top. But that's what I wanted to wear. Also, I was trying to send him a message. I was like, oh, this isn't going anywhere. I'm moving across the country. But
Wow.
anyway,
We covered that topic. Let's go to
what
the
It
next
was
one.
just a fun one.
Okay, next question is from Maxine on Patreon. What do people misunderstand you about? I think the same as misunderstand about you the most.
How is that girl talk?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Okay. I don't
Don't
know.
roast her question. It's a good question. What do people misunderstand? Okay, people on the internet, I think that's an easy one. In real life, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But on the internet, I would say people think that I'm more like harsh or something than I am. From some comments I see, like, or they'll be like, Christina thinks she's so much better than everyone else. She's bossing them around. I'm like, that is not why I'm bossing them around. It's because I have to lead them so we can get things done. It's not because I'm an evil dictator.
I think most common misunderstandings, people think I hate them.
That's true.
But really, I'm just scared of people.
oh wow, it's the
I feel
opposite.
like a lot of you guys will relate to that. Anyone else have an misunderstanding? We can go to the next one.
Nope, I don't know.
I think I wear my heart on my sleeve. I don't really feel like people have I don't feel like I can remember a time for someone being like, I thought you were this.
I know what it is. I know what
but
it
then
is.
you
I know
were
what it
this.
is.
What?
They think that you don't get mad. I have heard people say that before.
Oh, who said
Yeah,
that?
I've
Lots
actually
of
heard that.
people.
Oh.
They're like, Kath
They
just
can't
seems like
imagine you
she's
getting mad.
always like, she gets mad at people?
Oh,
What?
okay. Yeah.
Kath's a feisty lady.
that
They
might have been one.
underestimate
Yeah.
the fierceness of Kath.
Most
Don't
people,
underestimate.
Most people will never see me mad. It's only a handful of
Don't
people.
underestimate.
Fierce
Okay.
Kath is wild.
Okay. This isn't exactly a question. Dealing with period pain.
Take
Advil.
Advil.
Heating pads.
I just
know.
take Advil.
Magnesium.
Hot
First
bath.
day.
Oh, hot bath.
But really,
Amazing. Hot shower.
to me, the biggest difference maker has been when I actually exercise regularly and like eat well, then the
Oh.
pain is
What?
goes down significantly.
Listen, yes. Okay. In 2020, I ate like 2 salads a day, not like trying to lose weight. Like I got on a kick where I can't stop eating things, and I do it all the time for better and for
I
worse.
totally know
So I was
that.
eating 2 salads a day for like 6 months or longer, and I lost all cramps. I stopped having cramps. It was amazing.
That's-
So you had some
Interesting.
sort of a
No symptoms.
deficiency, possibly.
I don't know. Something about eating healthy, and I wasn't having a ton of junk, and it was great. Then, right before my wedding, I started eating candy all the time, every day, and I had like the worst period ever after that.
That's
Interesting.
really
Interesting.
interesting.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know how
junk
to-
food and after Christmas, horrible pain because I was eating sugar all the time.
I don't.
And when I eat healthier,
interesting.
the symptoms go away. It's purely correlated.
I don't
for
know
me.
how to explain this, but I've never had that bad period pain. I just had some cramps the first day. But postpartum, I do things differently. In my whole postpartum period, I was taking magnesium religiously, and I was taking the best care of myself I've ever taken in my whole life, and I had literally about 0 pain, maybe like 1 cramp, and I didn't even know my period was coming or that it was there. It was like I wasn't on it.
wow. I
And
can't
that
even
was
imagine
for the
that.
last almost year. 0
Same.
pain.
That's what happened.
0.
And I wouldn't get mood swings.
I've
and
never
stuff
had
either.
that.
And
with
I
the
was
period.
taking very, very good care
really
of
amazing.
myself.
I always had
So
pain.
I don't know what the reason is. Could be something about being postpartum as well, but I was also doing things really differently, so I don't really know. Okay. Why do girls strive for perfection if it's not attainable?
I think boys do that too.
Yeah.
Listen,
Okay,
I
Anthony
just
does
asked for
that.
aspects.
I
You as a
heard
whammon.
a great quote. I heard a great quote.
You tell
a great
'em.
quote. It was, you can have it all, but you can't have it all at once. But
Oh, girl.
people especially put this pressure on women to have it all at once
That is
to
true.
keep us down. I was like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
it's true.
You tell 'em.
People don't say like, aren't you getting old to have kids to men and stuff? Like, I feel like men have, they feel like they have their lives ahead of them. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong,
It
I
is
don't know.
different, but
Yeah,
yes.
it's more like freedom or whatever, but it's like, you could adopt or whatever. Like, you
That's
don't
true.
have to be trapped in a timeline of anything. Or you have to do your career while you're young and have kids while you're young. Like, there's all this stress
You
and
have to
pressure.
travel,
It's
whatever.
it's all this different stuff. It's like, you could travel at
that's
any
true.
age. You could have kids, I mean, if you're going to adopt at any age, or you could do your
Yeah.
career later when your kids move out. But it's less pressure if you think about, you can have it all at different times. You can just do things for different seasons. It's like there is a weird standard for women of like, you have to have it all at once at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be in the best shape of your life and be 40 weeks pregnant. And it's like, or you could do one after the other,
Why
in
do
either
you guys
order.
think is the root of perfectionism? I'm just trying to think about this.
I don't know. We
Societal
talked
Talked
about
about
pressure.
this in another.
Yeah, we did a whole episode on it, but what causes? I'm like blanking.
I
on
feel
what
like
causes it.
honestly, I feel like it's low self-esteem.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if I could just be perfect, then I would be
love
good enough.
me.
Then
It's
I'd be
not
a good
about
person.
being perfect.
Like, it's like being good enough.
You just want to be loved
That
and
makes
feel
sense.
good,
but
and
you feel
and-
like
But
yeah, you want to
never
feel loved and
like
good about yourself.
anything you do
Yeah,
is
I think
enough.
it's just-
That's
You
why
people just want to
perfectionism.
have a life that actually has joy
Do you
in
think
it.
it comes down to conditional love?
yeah.
I think that's the
Probably.
root of it. It's feeling like if I do this, I will be loved, and if I do this wrong, I will lose love.
I'm only
Yeah.
worthy of love if I do
I
these
think that's
right
the root.
things
I honestly
perfectly.
think it's kind of a lifelong journey to readjust and let go of those perspectives of yourself because they pop up in just kind of everything.
And people have different. I was talking about this last week. People in a life coaching session, people have different things that they think they have to do perfectly. Like if I make sure everyone around me is like having fun, then that
yeah.
will make me worthy of their attention and
Aw,
love.
that's
If I make
sad.
sure everyone around me is like peaceful and I'm making sure like no one's arguing, then that's it. Or if I make sure I'm really impressive and
Yeah,
like
if I achieve
want
things.
to people want to hear about things that I'm doing and they're impressed by me, then that's what will keep their attention and make them want to be around me.
Yeah, it's so interesting. We have different standards of perfection. Like, I
Yes.
feel like for me, mine's more people pleasing. That's like my standard of like, I want everyone to like me, and if someone doesn't like me, then the world's gonna end. Like, it's this sort of like fear of being disliked.
And I was talking about this. Mine was more like wanting people to have fun around me. Isn't that
That's so
interesting?
interesting.
I could see that.
Like I want to make sure that people are
So your
entertained when
worst
they're
nightmare
around
is
me.
those girls that are like, when are we gonna do?
Yes,
Are
that
we
is
gonna,
so
are we gonna go to a
triggering.
fancy event?
If
Oh
like
my
this
gosh.
is boring, I'm like,
I hate when people do that. They like act like they have to be like entertained. Like, what am I, your chauffeur? Like, I hate that.
It's
I
like,
get so
well,
annoyed.
you are
People want you to do
boring.
this like fancy thing. You're like, okay, I'm just
Yeah, it's
listening.
a
Okay,
lot.
this is an interesting question that I've never heard before from Instagram. Was it awkward at first telling your boyfriend that you were on your period?
Yes.
Nope.
It was awkward for me. Like,
Don't know.
like my first
I never
boyfriend,
did.
I was just like, oh, like I never talked to a man about this. Like, I don't know
Okay.
if they're gonna be like, ew, that's weird. But then I went realizing like, okay, I could talk about it more, and he wasn't weird about it. Then it wasn't awkward.
I just
anymore.
realized because I didn't actually have a boyfriend until I was 25, 24, so it was different. Like in my early 20s, I never had to
Telling a
deal with
boy?
that.
Oh,
Never
not
had to
telling
tell
a boy.
anyone.
But you would never tell
Same.
them
No.
though, like even a guy you were talking
Nope.
to though.
Why would you
I
say
never-
that?
I never got that close.
Okay, I never had a bad period, so I never had to tell anyone. But I
That
have to
makes
say,
sense.
yeah, there was nothing to say like, oh, sorry, I have some mild cramps. I don't have to say
Yeah,
that.
I had really bad cramps. I'd
Yeah,
be like,
you
oh,
would have
I'm
to say
dying
something.
today,
Oh,
sir.
I might.
Yeah.
No,
But I was
yeah.
gonna say when I read this, I didn't tell Nick. He told me. He has 4 sisters, and he pointed things out to me that I didn't realize. I was
Icon.
like, wow, there are patterns, things that happen regularly. Wow, thanks
That's
for pointing
so
that out.
funny.
I
Yeah.
always had to tell Chad because the first day of my period, it would be like the most insane thing at that time in my life. Where I'm like, listen, just don't take me seriously today. Please stop. Don't argue with me.
You do
Don't
need
get
to give
mad
a
at me.
warning.
Do
Yeah.
not. And then it really worked. Where he would just be like, I'd be like, today's the first day. And then
He's like,
everything happened. He would be like, oh, okay. He's like, anything I do, just be like, okay. Like he just
Say.
let it go. And that's all I wanted. Just let it go. Whatever I do, I'm crying. We're arguing about the Michael Jordan documentary. It doesn't matter. Just
Oh, I
let
know
it go.
when it's
And I go, it's the first day of my
especially, I think I know exactly what Lisa's talking about, and I just be like, okay, she's being very emotional right now. I'm just not gonna. We're just gonna talk about this a lot later. Just not gonna do it right now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Yeah, I
ignore it.
never got serious enough with anyone that I felt comfortable sharing that with them until Max. But luckily his mom's a nurse practitioner and she like works with women. And so she like really shared a lot with him. I'm sure he was loving hearing. So he was always very like chill about it and didn't really like, he was very like gentle and nice and didn't really seem like offended or anything by
Hope he's not offended.
well, some men are very uncomfortable
They
talking
better not
about
be.
it. He was
Yeah.
always just like, oh, okay.
I mean, okay, look, you're allowed to feel uncomfortable, but just
But I don't really get why.
Relax.
Well,
Well, I
I've
feel like
never
you
been
could
to
feel like awkward of like, oh, I don't know how to talk about this, but
Yeah.
not like rude.
Okay,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
offense, but if you marry someone and you are weirded out by periods, well,
well, we're not
do
talking
you
about
plan
marriage.
on
We're
them
talking
having
about boyfriends.
children?
They might be
Because-
like
Well,
I
16.
mean, like,
that's
for
a
the
lot
first
more bodily
time.
fluids.
I don't
than
get it.
period.
It's like if they had something going on, they're like, yeah, I'm having some mood swings and I'm in pain and I have to
You'd
take
wanna
care
know.
of
Well, I
this
feel like it's
blood-related
like-
thing. Be like, okay.
Well, never mind.
I don't
Nah,
get why
just
it's
never
that dramatic.
Men will never understand what I say.
I don't know. I just don't know why they'd be that freaked out. But I guess because people
Well, maybe
act like
at
it has to freak
first,
them out.
I'm saying at first they could be awkward, but then
Yeah.
after,
yeah,
like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, this is fine.
yeah,
Just have to ease in.
yeah.
Okay, I'm looking for the last question because then we're gonna go on to Sister Spotlight. Just pick a random one. What do you do when a guy ghosts you, but you thought you liked each other a lot? You may have liked each other a
Oh,
lot. That doesn't
honey.
mean like when someone ghosts you, it doesn't mean that they didn't like you. It more
Yeah.
means they were spooked.
Means they weren't. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just means yeah.
Okay,
It can mean a lot of different things.
They could be spooked
what
for
do
a lot
you
of
do?
reasons.
The answer is you move
on.
And it's
Oh
hard
my
to
God.
do.
Beg them to
Listen.
talk to you.
No. You go, for whatever reason this happened, I do not know. I do not
can't
need to
control
know.
it.
I will not know. Even if I ask them, they will not tell
Well,
me.
you could still ask, but after you've already asked,
Just
it's time to
let
go.
it
No,
go.
because my thing is, if someone's going to ghost you, you're probably not going to date. They're probably not going to come back to you. Like, you don't need to
Okay,
pursue
but
it.
I would want to know. I asked.
I would
I'm
ask
just saying
too.
what I do. I
Okay.
would not ask. I would move on. And all you have to do is take the evidence in front of you and just accept it.
Because
It's over.
sometimes they're like, I'm so sorry, but I actually like met someone else and I'm
That's
dating
not
someone else,
ghosting,
and then I'm
though.
like, oh,
'Cause that's
no,
not
no,
saying
no,
you have
after
to
I
ask
asked.
this.
After
Yeah.
you
Wait,
ask.
okay,
And
this
then
did
I'm
happen
like,
to me.
okay, that makes sense.
This exact thing happened to me when I was
Sad,
like
though.
17, and this guy, we didn't have the term ghosting at that time. He completely ghosted me, and then I was really sad because I thought we were getting along. We were getting along really well. He was really sweet, and then I did see him with another girl. Really,
I was
and
there.
she was wild.
She was wild.
So I was
Yeah.
like, wow. Okay, if he likes her, then I could see why. If he wants a more wild girl, I see why he's not going for me. And then he did text me several months later, just randomly. He wasn't like trying to get back together or anything like that. And then I was like, well, what? I asked. I was like, well, why did you just stop talking to me? Like, I don't really get it. And he's
I
like,
know exactly
you didn't
who you're
do
talking about.
anything. He said, you didn't do anything wrong. You were perfect, whatever. That's what he said. And I was like, wow, that's really nice. And then that was the end. That was it. I was like, but then I got it. I was like, okay, I didn't do anything. What I did wrong, that's not really wrong, is that I was more, it's not wrong. I was more serious about wanting to like be in a relationship with him than he was with me. He wanted something more wild. Like this girl was interesting. She's very interesting.
She was a bird.
She was just, I think it was more like a trauma thing. Like that, maybe that's too deep. It's like your trauma matches up with their trauma. And he wanted a girl who had some more like, I don't know how I can explain that.
He just
But
wanted a different
sometimes
person.
if you talk to someone who doesn't have the right trauma that you have and you're in a moment where you're more attracted to trauma, when you meet someone with more trauma and they
like,
really get you excited, like, this guy is insane, which was me when I was younger, which would have happened with him. If I met another guy who was more insane than him, I definitely would have been way more attracted to him. So I think that's kind of what happened in that moment is what I had realized.
I would say if you have been ghosted, then try not to, I know it's really hard, but try not to just blame yourself and be like, oh, they ghosted me because I'm ugly and horrible and they hate me.
I mean, they were talking to you.
Hey,
Why are they talking
first
to you
of all,
so bad?
No one is ugly and horrible, even if you feel like that. And I would say in my experience, probably 9.5 out of 10 times, someone who ghosts someone, ghosting meaning they stop talking to you after you were having a very like consistent talking out of nowhere, they have serious commitment issues, or they're talking to a bunch of people at the same time, which also is a sign of serious commitment
if
issues.
they didn't, what would they do?
So if
say
you,
it to your
I'm
face,
saying someone who is mature and ready for a
will
relationship
talk to you
will
about
say,
it.
hey, just so you know, I met someone or whatever it may be.
I will say that every time I've been ghosted by someone, they end up getting a relationship with someone who's just very different from me after that. So it's like they apparently didn't have commitment issues because they committed to someone, but it's just like,
maybe
I'm not their
you
type.
can be
like,
committed and have commitment issues.
Yeah,
but
it's
I think
true.
people would think like,
Well,
that
okay,
means
yeah,
that's a good point.
You know?
It's a deep thing, but
Commitment issues doesn't mean you can't commit to anyone. It may mean that a lot of things scare you, such as having difficult conversations.
right.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm
they're
just
not able
saying,
to do that. That's a mature thing to
someone
do.
who just stops talking out of nowhere, that's like a very hurtful thing to do.
It is a very
And
emotionally
it
immature
reflects
thing.
on them more than you. So don't think there's anything wrong with you. You're going to find, Christina always said this, and I thought this was a great analogy. It's like everyone is like a different flavor of ice cream. And I literally told myself this after many guys ghosted me in my life. And just because someone stops talking to you and doesn't like your flavor of ice cream or whatnot, doesn't mean there's anything wrong with that. It just means that there's someone else who loves chocolate chip cookie dough. That's what I would be because I love that flavor. So just you need to find
I
someone
can see that for you.
that just makes you feel cherished and is like, I'm going to pick you out at the ice cream parlor. Yeah.
Oh.
And not like, oh, I dropped my cone when I was walking. Oops.
What?
Where did it go?
Leave it on the ground.
Yeah, and then someone
Interesting.
stepped on it with their shoe, and you're just crying. Okay,
Okay, we're gonna wrap
a
up
lot.
our girl talk Q&A, and we're gonna get to our sister spotlight. By the way, thanks for all the questions, guys. That was
thank
definitely
you. That was
intriguing.
fun.
that's fun.
I wish we
do
could
another
do
one of
it
those.
forever.
Yeah, I like
We should do like part 2, part 3.
or
Love
like
girl
a
talk.
different type of Q&A, but like the same kind of idea.
We
but,
could
like,
do more
different,
like
a
themes too.
different theme.
Yeah, like animal theme. I'm just kidding. What's your
Catherine
favorite
Ann.
animal?
Okay.
Okay, ready, ladies?
Anyway, so let's go to Sister Spotlight, where a different sister each week gets the spotlight for her own segment, where we have Get Real with Christina, Sappy or Sassy Thoughts with Kath, Lisa's Corner, Amy's Current Crisis, and what's Lauren's called? I forgot.
Lauren's
Take.
take.
Lauren's Take. I'm like, Get
This
Real.
is why I
No.
need this. No one listens to me.
Lauren's Take. And this, I was going to say year, month, week. The spotlight goes on
Oh my God.
pregnancy
This
brain.
year.
It's not pregnancy brain. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Ding.
Amy's
didn't know.
Hi,
Current Crisis.
So I'm really excited about this one. So we'll just dive right in, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a retelling of a trauma that was not like a deep trauma, but just like a wild moment that was re-earthed this weekend. So
Oh no.
let's start at the
Okay.
beginning. So this weekend, I guess like a few days ago, Lynn texts me and she's like, hey,
Who's Lynn?
Lynn's our mother. Do you have any baby balloons for Christina's reveal.
no.
Because that day we were revealing the biology of the fugitive that Christine was harboring. So
Oh my God.
then I was like, Lynn, do I look like I am a decoration factory? Apparently Lauren is, because I asked her later and she had them.
Yeah, I did.
But I didn't know to ask her, and Lauren wasn't here. So I was like, I don't know. So I guess I'll just go to the store. So I go to the store to look for any kind of decorative baby-themed balloon. So I get there, and I see, it's a boy, it's a girl, blah, 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 blah. Whatever, fun, fresh, blah, blah. So I get some balloons. And then, out of the corner of my eye, what do I see? And this will make sense after I tell the next story. I see gender reveal balloons. The things with the confetti that you pop and yada, 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 woo, woo, woo. Guys, when I tell you I was transported to last year in that moment, and I literally was like, in the store, I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, guys? Because I live very close to this grocery store, which will remain unnamed for safety reasons. And literally, so last year, we were doing a reveal of Catherine's twins, a gender reveal for her twins, right? Cute little muffins. And I go to Party City, because I was like, they wouldn't have those at the grocery store.
And it was a lot farther.
And Party City was like 20 minutes away versus like 2. So I go to Party City, and I'm like, I'm going to be responsible. I'm going to get 3 balloons, because we need at least 2. So I'll have 1 extra. Guys, this is just, I'm getting that. So the day arrives. We're making this video. First of all, my first mistake that morning was not blowing them up before we started filming.
Oh, no.
I thought I can just sneak out while Catherine's doing her old wives' tale part and get them blown up and come back. Okay? So I'm like, okay, let's do that. So I go to the store. I get all 3 of them blown up, right? And I'm like, feeling good, feeling fresh. Also, it's like July, which means that it is hot as all heck. So I am in a perilous position. Precarious, perilous, all of those words. And I'm trying, I will clap. And it's okay. Guys, just don't be annoyed by my clapping. Just know that I do it and I don't. I just have to. Anyway, so then I am getting these balloons. I have 3 giant balloons, okay? And if you know anything about getting balloons and in the summer, if they just tippity tap your car, bam.
I didn't
It's
know
all
that.
over.
I didn't
It is
know it.
all over. So I have 3 balloons. I'm getting so stressed just thinking about it. I'm walking out of the thing, and these are like big balloons. They're like this big, and there's 3 of them, and I have to put them into the back of my car.
Oh.
Number 1, I'm putting it in. One of them just tippity taps the car, and bam! I gender revealed the whole grocery store parking lot. And there's confetti everywhere, all over my car. I found some in my car literally like 2 days ago.
Oh.
Like it's still there, and it's everywhere. It's on my seat, on the floor, on the grocery store parking lot, floor, whatever that's called. I'm just shocked, in panic, just how. And this man was walking by and saw it happen. He was like, ooh, and I was like, yeah. And then I was like, I'm gonna die. But I was like, it's okay. I still have 2 left.
Oh, no.
Okay. So I go back to my house, and I'm getting the 2 balloons that I have left. And one of them just flies away. Guys, the lady, or the person just didn't tie it on well enough. And it just, poof, gone with the wind. Now it's just a big gender reveal in the sky. I don't know. So I walk in with 1 balloon to show for my trouble.
For a twin gender reveal. I don't know if she said that.
In the middle of filming. And Christina has a child, and so filming is very scheduled. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we can't do a reveal for twins with 1 balloon. And I had 3. I promised I was prepared. So then I had to drive 20 minutes one way to Party City to get more. 20 minutes one way.
Well, 40 minutes total for you to drive back.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to drive there. I have to buy these balloons. I have to get them. Oh my gosh, I'm so heated. I have to get them filled up, and then I have to drive back, and I'm going to be an hour, and Christina's going to murder me with the balloon somehow. I don't know. And I'm just freaking out. Every fiber of my being is being tested.
Amy came in the house and she's like, like I don't think she was
Tears
even, like,
were probably
speaking.
definitely shed or on the verge of being shed. And I was so stressed because you don't know fear until you have to drive that far in the middle of a shoot with time constraint. You don't know. So then, that is why I was shocked to see gender reveal balloons at the store 2 minutes from my house. It could have been a 10-minute task that was 50 minutes.
So wait, how many did you buy when you went back?
When I went back, I got 3 more, just in case.
Even though she needed one, we're like,
yeah, get 3.
more
Yeah,
than
so
one.
then I come back. We have 4 balloons. So then after the video, we pop the other 2 just for fun, and then I have to clean it all up. It's just a situation.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is the story of my trauma. And just always check your nearest grocery store for a specific balloon if you need it. That's very... yeah, that's all I have to say.
Oh my gosh. I remember Amy that day. Oof, that was wild.
That was one of my not finest moments.
All right, that was Amy's current crisis. She always has a crisis to share, so we love to hear it. And before we go, we can't forget to remind you guys about Kills Me It's the Same. Pre-order, pre-ad, pre-save. If you're watching this on YouTube, go to your streaming platform that you prefer and do whichever one of those things. And it's coming out in 2 days. Woo! You're going to see the music video, lyric video,
Oh my gosh, I'm so
hear the whole song. Oh my gosh.
So good.
We've been working this for so long. We put so much into this. We're so excited.
I cannot
can't wait. Well, thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much to all of our patrons. Once again, check out Patreon if you want double the episodes and a lot of other content on there. It's a really great platform. Check it out. Try it for like a month. See what you think. And thank you guys for supporting the Cimorelli podcast. It's one of our favorite things to do. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys in the next episode on Patreon or the next episode on YouTube. Bye.
You've been listening to the Cimorelli podcast. Follow Cimorelli on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube. You can also find Cimorelli on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.